Today's lesson, 2.6, was an application lesson, unit conversions. We used unit conversions within the U.S. customary system to solve multi-step problems. I have given you the student reference page. If you have your student reference book at home, this is page 328. Again, this page is 328 in your student reference book. Let's do some examples of conversions before we get started. The first one I'm going to do is miles to feet. I'm going to make a little chart. Miles, feet. One mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, 4 miles, 5 miles. Now, in 1 mile, there are 5,280 feet. If I want to know how many are in 2 miles, I'm going to have to multiply 5,280 feet by 2. So I'm going to write my problem right here off to the side. Times 2. That gives me 10,560 feet. I can multiply through. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 8 is 16. 6 ones carry, or 6 tens, carry my 100 at the top. 2 times 2 is 4, plus my 1 is 500. 2 times 5 is 10, and I can just bring it down because we don't have another one. Now, let's do 3. I'm going to change my color to orange, so now I need to do 3 times 5,280. So again, 5,280 times 3. I didn't leave myself enough space. That's okay. 0 times 3 is 0. 3 times 8 tens is 24. So 4 tens, 2 hundreds. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 8. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. Then 3 times 5,000 is 15. 15,840. Now, if I erase some of my problems to get me some more space, 40, wrong button. Erase over here so I can fit in 4 and 5. So again, 5,280, and I want to know how many feet are in 4 miles. 4 times 0 is 0, 4 times 8 is 32, so 2 tens with 3 hundreds. 4 times 2 is 8, plus my other 3 hundreds is 11, so that's 101,000. 4 times 5 is 20,000, plus 1 more is 21. So 21,120. Let's look at 5. Erase what I just did off to the side. Hopefully you guys give yourself a little more room. So now 5, I forgot to write the 5 there, so 5. So 5,280, again, is 80 is 1 mile. I want to find out how many are in 5. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 8 is 40. So 0, tens, 4 hundreds. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 4 is 14. So that's 4 hundreds, and I carry the 1 over here. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 1 is 26, and I can just bring it down. 1, 2, 3, and a comma. So in 5 miles, there's 26,400 feet. So we converted feet and miles. So how many feet are in certain miles? Listen to the problem. Remember, when you're solving problems, start by making sense of what the problem is asking or what information you have. Here's our problem. An art teacher has 5 pounds of clay. So I'm going to write that, 5 pounds of clay. Each student needs 1 ounce of clay to complete an art project. How many students can complete the art project? So let's write that too. So each student, so 1 ounce per student. So our problem again said the art teacher has 5 pounds of clay and each student gets 1 ounce of clay to complete the art project. How many students can complete the art project? If we go back to our conversion chart, let's find pound. Right here. 1 pound equals 16 ounces. Let's go back. So, I'm going to write out my pounds. 1 pound, 1 pound. Actually, need to write a little smaller, so I'm going to go back. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are my pounds. Now, underneath, write a 16 under each one. 16, 16, 16, because each of those pounds is worth 16 ounces. Each of those pounds is worth 16 ounces. We're going to figure out the total in a second. I can do one of two things. I can either add 16 5 times, or I can multiply. Whichever way you prefer, I'm going to show you both. So I can do 16 times 5. I'm going to erase the top part so I can do this addition and multiplication. I'm going to do the multiplication first in purple. 16 ounces per pound times 5 pounds. 6 times 5 is 30. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 more is 80. So I have 80 ounces total. Or I can add them all together. 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16. 5 16ths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 12, 24, 30, because I have 5 6s. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 80 ounces. So how many students can complete the art project? 80 students, because we have 80 ounces of clay. Again, I'm going to read you a problem and we're going to get all of the information out that we need, because that's the first step of any problem, is figuring out what information you have and what they're asking you to find. A camp counselor is building a bench to put near a fire pit. she has one piece of wood. So we have one piece of wood. It's 3 yards long, so let's draw a picture. So here's our piece of wood, and it is 3 yards. And one piece of wood that is 7 feet. If she places these pieces of wood end to end to make the bench seat, what will the length of the bench be in feet? So I am looking for how many feet are in 1 yard. We're going to go back to our conversion chart. I'm going to highlight this one in green. So foot to yard, or yard to foot. 1 yard equals 3 feet. So if I go back to my chart, this is 3 yards. I'm going to divide my piece of wood in yards into 3 pieces. One piece, 2 piece, 3 piece. So 1 yard, 1 yard, 1 yard. Or each of these is 3 feet. So look for the orange. So 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet. Now I can either add them all together like this. 7 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 3 more is 13, plus 3 is 16 feet. Or I can write an equation. I can write the equation. I'm going to write it in blue. I can either multiply 3 feet by 3, because there's 3 yards, and each of them is 3 feet. Put them in parentheses because that needs to happen first, and then add 7. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 7 is 16 feet. Let's take a look at our worksheet. Converting units. Ask someone at home to help you find the following things. You need 1 cup measuring cup or a coffee mug, a large bowl, a stopwatch or a clock, a 12-inch ruler or measuring tape, a food package with weight given in pounds. Your answers are going to be whatever you have at home. So if you have a 1 cup measuring cup, you are going to use that. If you have a coffee mug, use that. A regular cup, use that. I'm not going to walk you through this one because we're all going to have different things. So answers are going to vary, but I'm going to highlight in different colors what problems, so number 1, what conversion you need. So number 1, we are looking at pour cups of water into a large bowl. So it says 1 cup equals 8 fluid ounces. How many cups of water does it take to fill the bowl? You count, you write your answer. You have to take that answer and convert your measurement to fluid ounces. So cups times fluid ounces. So here's red. Number 1, you're going to do in red. And your problem is going to be cups times fluid ounces. I abbreviated it. Next, I'm highlighting in orange. Time or estimate how long it takes you to walk around the block in minutes. Convert it into seconds. 1 minute equals 60 seconds. So you're multiplying minutes. So minutes times 60 for seconds. Next, Measure the length of your bed to the nearest foot. I'm highlighting that in yellow. 3. 1 foot equals 12 inches. So you are going to, might be hard to read, feet times 12. If your bed is 6 feet, 6 times 12. If your bed is 7 feet, 7 times 12. And last but not least, number 4, highlighting in green, record the weight of the food package in pounds. So maybe potatoes, carrots, something of that nature, and you're going to multiply it to find ounces. So pounds times 16. This was a longer video. I hope we're understanding what's going on. We will chat about it tomorrow.